Come on, man. Welcome everybody, man. We back at it, man. Another episode here on the and I'm standing on the podcast, man. I got two special guests in the building, man. I got my boy Legend. He's back.
Up.
And and we got our boy, man, Mr. Houston himself, man, 80 West in the building.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on, y'all? Hey, so I'm glad y'all came on today, man. I know y'all want to kind of jump right into it. It's been flooding, flooding news channels, man, the YouTube channels, everything about what's going on in LA, man, and about the immigrants, man, and the riot against ISIS, Donald Trump, man, the destruction and damage that's going on and taking place in LA. And I just want to get y'all opinion and feelings, man, on what's going on, man. Do y'all agree with what Trump and ISIS is doing, or do y'all agreeing with some of the legal immigrants, what they doing, how they going about things, or y'all think it's even right what's going on?
Man, me personally, man, I think it's the way they're going about it. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a certain way to do certain things, man. I think the way that they're going about it is the part that that don't sit well with a lot of people. You know what I mean? When you start treating, regular civilians like you would murderers and convicts, as far as the process goes, due process, I think that's where you start looking at it in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers that establish their lives here, you know what I'm saying? And then for you just to jump up somebody who's been here for 30 years, 30, 40 years, and all they know is where they at. And they got to get treated like a criminal. That don't sit well with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I know that don't sit well with a lot of people, man. I've been watching a lot of coverage on it. And just the way people operate and the way people are, going about it, that stands out the most for me. You know what I mean?
Okay, what you think, Legend?
I want to piggyback off of what he said. Like, it's the way they go about this shit because, on his way to the office or whatever during his campaign, in normal Trump fashion, son told him a shit ton of lies, and and he said it was going to be one type of way, and once he got in office, just like and again in true Trump fashion, it wasn't what he said it was going to be. It's like my man says, like son says, it was supposed to have been about cleaning up the trash and taking out the garbage and getting the criminals out of here and the rapists and everything. Because when you see an illegal immigrant committed a rape or a murder, the first thing, the way they report it is they make sure that you understand that he was an illegal immigrant and he wasn't supposed to be here. And then they might slip in something about Trump's deportation, his deportation agenda or whatever you want to call it. But it's like my man said, it's not about the criminals and everything, because the footage I was watching earlier, it was like 12 people. They ran up in a fashion store, like a clothing store, and snatched up like 12 working people right out their job. So I know it's like my man said, it's not about taking out the trash and getting the criminals and the rapists. It's a bigger agenda behind it and shit. And when you sit up here and you say, and to drive that point home, when you say that you're gonna revoke like immigrants who actually have citizenship, you talking about revoking that shit and revoking citizenship from non-Hispanic Americans who was actually born here in America. He ain't talking about white Americans. He talking about Black Americans. He's talking about Asians. You know what I'm saying? He ain't talking about Asians. He's not talking about any other Armenians or anybody else. He's targeting a specific demographic or two, and that's just why I feel about it. But like he said, they going about it the wrong way, and it's a false narrative that they put out there that people, because that America feeds off of. Because when you sit up there and you say the rapists and the criminals and they bring this to the country and they bring this into our country, there's a lot of people. There's a certain part of America that feed off of that shit. That's their fear. So when you say, when he was talking all of that, making America great again, America, which we know what that means, what it really means, making America white again, they was behind them, and that's why they behind it on this. No matter what we see on TV, no matter what those people see on TV, they're gonna see it the way they're gonna see it. It's gonna be nothing wrong with going snatching civilians out of their jobs. Nothing. It's gonna be nothing wrong with running up in people's cribs and snatching their mom,
bro. That's the
parents out. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the same way they did the Holocaust, bro.
I swear to God, I was gonna say that.
They ran up in their shit, bro, like it was like they didn't even have no business there. And I get it. I get the whole point, like you said, of trying to take the trash out, but this shit is a bigger agenda behind that, bro. From the moment they started having these deportation conversations, I knew it was something bigger than that, bro. Like I'm telling you, like it's the numbers game, right? So let's automatically first go for the people who ain't quote unquote supposed to be here. That's the easy target. That's the easy target right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the first wave of the power play, right? Like, okay, they already got a quote unquote target on their back because they're not supposed to be here. So let's start with them to make it look like we're, like you said, cleaning up the trash. The motherfuckers that's causing problems, the people that's here illegally, and whoop whoop whoop. But if you don't think for one minute that if they have the audacity and the gall and the cockiness to round up the troops to start running people out from where what you think who you think gonna be next?
Exactly.
Who you think gonna be next, bro? And then when they do that, see, I hear everybody on there talking about, oh man, they didn't fight our fight. Like that's the whole comment section all on Instagram. Every one of them videos, every one of them, they didn't fight our fight, they didn't fight. But niggas gotta stop looking at it like that. I'm not saying go in there, go jump in the middle of that shit, but I'm saying no, it's an agenda behind it. You know what I'm saying? So while motherfuckers are sitting there he and ha about what's going on and how, you know, they were never down with us and this, that, and the other, bro, it's an agenda behind that, bro. They not gonna put troops and shit at risk, bro, if they're not trying to prove a point. And when dude told them use whatever force necessary to bring it back to civilization, that was the green light, bro. He gave him a green light. They called out the National Guard and they said they had like 500 Marines.
Do y'all think Trump is being president? Do y'all think he might have got to a point where he just looking at himself as putting his foot down, that we as American United States is being too lenient, just letting people come here easily?
Nah,
because there's not this problem in other countries.
And you're right about that. Like, but because of the rhetoric and because of the people who salivate behind Trump being president, his messages, even if that was the case, let's get a benefit of the doubt. Okay, he trying to put his foot down, trying to clean up. The people who his main supporters is the ones that want the shit to go all the way to the max.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So them is the same people that feel like, okay, well, now we finally got somebody up here that has our viewpoint, the good old boy viewpoint. And then when you start seeing the shit that he was doing from the DEI, like everything that they're trying to cut, the Medicare, the food stamps, everything, you know what I'm saying? It's like these are all things that a lot of minorities might have. The DEI situation is an opportunity for minorities, you know what I'm saying, to do their brands or whatnot. I don't know the whole depth of it, but I just see that it's a chain of boom, boom, boom things that like even cutting I heard something about them wanting to cut the grants for the schools and shit like that, bro. Like a lot of people depend on them certain things to help elevate the status from a race we was already behind in, bro. Like we started off behind the race. Them little stepping stones is supposed to be in place to help a motherfucker actually get to a even level playing field. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, man. I just think that the agenda is deeper than what motherfuckers is looking at, man. You know, that's just me personally, though.
All right, so let me ask y'all. So what y'all been saying on TV with the whole riot and the fighting and rock throwing and the paintballs being shot and all that going on? Do you think the message is getting across? And I'm referring to whether the immigrants or if they are citizens, still saying, hey, we want rights that we're fighting for. We want to be here, this and that. But in the background, you see them still waving a Mexican flag.
Shit, I mean, that's just them being proud. If there was a black flag, if there was a flag for Black Americans, we waving every time we go out there and stand up for what we feel is right too. You know what I'm saying? It just so happens that they come from a different country, so they want to make sure that they seen and not just physically they're gonna wave their flag. 'Cause it's no different than when you see proud white Americans waving around a Trump flag or a Confederate flag. They proud of what they stand on, and that's just what it is. Like I said, if we had our own flag, we'd be waving our shit too. You know what I'm
Our
saying?
flag is this.
But hey, but
That
dog,
that
hey, but see, but okay,
that
but look though,
is
see, I always play devil's advocate, man, and
okay.
so I was thinking the exact same thing until I just seen a picture maybe about 45 minutes ago, bro, where it was some Hispanic brothers in the middle of downtown with the flags while the cars and shit is on fire and all the shit, like motherfuckers down there looting and burning up vehicles. I felt the same way. Trust what I'm telling you. I'm like, nigga, I'm from Northern California. Nigga, I got a lot of Mexican partners and grew up with a lot of Mexican people. But I seen that one picture that they showed, and I was thinking to myself, nigga, do you know what happened to an American nigga in another foreign country somewhere else? Nigga, we burning up shit, killing up shit, nigga looting and nigga setting police cars on fires, holding up an American flag. Nigga, we would have got assassinated, bro. We wouldn't. That picture would have never made the goddamn social media because a motherfucker would have been dead in the motherfucker somewhere with an American flag in another country holding it up.
You know what though? You know what though? The difference between and I get your point. I totally agree with you. That's definitely true. That's facts. But the difference between what we supposed to be as Americans, as America and our democracy and what we supposed to be about goes totally against handling situations like that. We're supposed to be the land of the free, and we're supposed to be where people come in and live their dreams and change their lives and shit like that. That's why a lot of people want to come here, not because America is this great ass fucking place, because we have a shady ass past too, just like Germany does, just like Russia does, just like a lot of other countries do. Except for we know how to make our shit just we put a little bit of lipstick and makeup on and make it look a little bit prettier. But we have a shady ass past too. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, we the only people that really, well, I won't say really care. Only certain people. I'm gonna say like this. It's like you just said, you got partners that's Mexicans. I grew up around nothing but Jamaicans, Panamanians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans back home in New York. You know what I'm saying? So most of my peoples is not Black American or especially white American. But we don't give a fuck about stuff like that. I don't care who's here illegally or not. And I don't feel like as a country, as far as what this country is supposed to be, what we're supposed to stand for and what it was really built off of, because it was built on the backs of immigrants. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, as long as they not, even if they here illegally, why should we really care? You know what I'm saying? If they're not doing, if they're not raping, if they're not killing nobody and nothing like that, lead them people, be these people moved, they snuck into the country to make a better life. And if put it this way, they don't care about that shit when they building your home. Ain't no white people caring about these motherfuckers being illegal whenever these illegal immigrants
or
are
farming the
building their home.
crops, or farming the crops, or doing
Yeah,
their landscape, or
exactly.
doing all the
So
shit that ain't nobody in America gonna do.
when it's convenient for them, they care.
They care.
You know what I'm saying? When it's convenient, that's when it really matters to them. Or when it's like you said, when they start salivating behind certain words that's being spoken by certain politicians, they get behind that shit. But like I said, they wasn't really caring about none of that shit when it was illegal immigrants that they was getting those oranges off the side of the freeway from, or anything else that really doesn't affect them, because in reality, it doesn't really affect us. What you do with them people doing, as long as, because here's the thing, like we said, taking out the trash, right? You think the only trash in this country is Mexican?
Hell no.
We have our own. We have domestic terrorists here blowing up shit, doing school shootings, bombing here and there. Like we have our own shit going on too. So clean. If you're gonna clean up the trash, clean all that shit up. Why you worried about fucking Mexicans?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the as far as Mexican, I think they might be focused on them. I think they're first. I think every other country that have someone here outside of Canada, you have to take a boat here. Mexicans just walk across the border, dig a ditch and go underneath the border and come here. And I think they get the rap of bringing a lot of drugs into the country, unlike probably other immigrants from other countries. Even if you think of, let's just say we talk about Black people from Africa that come here, the like the Africans that you probably see, store owners. A lot of them are doctors. They come here for education. You know, like Africans don't even kick it with American black people.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
They don't even like America.
So when you think about drugs and you think about gangs and things like that, I think it does. I mean, if you say immigrant wise, you probably first thing that come to mind probably would be Mexican. You know what I mean? We got Asian gangs too. We see that in the Bay Area, but it's not to the extent of like Mexican gangs. And then what get me too, where everybody play tough. I see the Mexican people out there on the front line fighting for what they believe and what they feel is right. I'm seeing mamas, kids, maybe husbands just getting off work.
Yeah.
Where the Serenos at?
Yeah.
Where all the niggas with all the tattoos all over your face that play tough every day? Where y'all at? I ain't seen none of y'all on the news fighting the police. I ain't seen y'all on the front line. I ain't seen none of y'all pushing the mamas, the daughters away, talking about, no, we got this, protecting the women. Where y'all at that play tough in the neighborhood? Ain't none of y'all on the news. I don't see not one of y'all doing nothing.
Yep.
All y'all that come out of jail play tough, with your what they call blurbies, whatever the fuck that shit is they do. Where y'all at with the shirt off, man? With the stance with the feet to the side. Where's y'all at?
Yeah.
I don't see you.
But you know
people
what,
need
though?
you right now. Don't just drive around waving your fucking flag. That don't mean shit to me. Get on the front line.
What, though? I get what you're saying, but you know what? The reason why we're not gonna see them is because it's like we've been saying, they're not even targeting them. We probably see footage if these niggas know where the gangs hang out. You don't think we know? You don't think Trump and the feds and all of them know where these gangs is at? They ain't thinking about them gangs. They benefit off of the gangs. This country benefit off of the drug trade.
Yep.
And it's like that when you say, and because it is true, there are a lot of America only cares about the drugs that get smuggled into the country when we're not smuggling the shit ourselves, because we let a lot of that shit through ports through seaports and shit like that. We look the other way and smuggle a lot of that shit. We let a lot of it come through. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with like where they just caught on to the weed game. They finally started legalizing the shit because they figure, you know what, we'll make more money going with it than against it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when the reason why you ain't gonna see the dudes with the tats on, first of all, they ain't even trying to get in the line of fire. It's like you said, because they already know as soon as we see them, put grandma back in her van, we gonna go get them niggas. There they go right there. And they definitely ain't trying to show their face. But because they're not even going in them areas, they ain't even think about the people that they say they're going after. They ain't really going after them. They just going after anybody and everything.
And then you got a point on that. If we focus on the parents, the grandparents, get them out of here, you know what I mean? That tears the family apart. But then at the same time, with the guys that's in the gangs, and you say we don't target, they won't target them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you might be right on that end. Maybe we don't target. We benefit off keeping them here, because they're gonna throw them in jail anyways. And we know the state gonna make money making them inmates. You know what I mean? So you win twice. It's not that they want them on the street. They're going to get rid of them too. But we can make money by throwing them in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then earlier y'all mentioned the jobs and stuff like that, doing jobs that everybody don't want to do.
I was just getting ready to touch on that, bro. Like, all bullshit aside. Nigga, don't you know if right now, if the Mexicans say, nigga, fuck everybody, fuck everything, nigga, and take 2 days off, nigga, this country would be in a goddamn frenzy, nigga, right now. I bullshit you not. Nigga, this country would be fucked up if the Mexicans say, well, fuck it, we gonna be on a 48-hour shutdown and ain't no Mexican doing shit. Nigga, I promise you, nigga, this country will be, nigga, they'll lose their motherfucking mind, nigga.
So let me ask you this. We're gonna talk about jobs. Let me ask you all this then. If you got, so you have some people that complain about, and this is on the legal side now. You got some people saying, I'm paying my taxes when I get paid, I got a deduction on my paycheck. And I'm giving illegal immigrants health care, EBT, shit like that. And they get jobs. Yeah, it might be low wage, but a lot of times it's paid under the table and they're not paying taxes. So my tax pays for you to get your benefits. You make money however much you make, but you still don't pay taxes either. So the money you make still don't even doesn't go back in the pot to fund other people anyways. So you got retired military, war veterans, you got our grandparents, you got the elderly that need health care. Why when you get EBT, it ain't enough to last the whole month. because you're divvying up the money amongst people that's not even legal. First of all, if you're not even legal, my opinion, I don't even think you should have rights. What rights do you have? You're not legal. That's like I go into work. If I go into your workplace, bro, who am I to be in your workplace? Talking, y'all need to do this and do that. My voice don't count, nigga. I'm not an employee.
Right.
What you doing up in here?
Niggas is legal and ain't got rights, bro. So that shit just going no.
That will make it even worse then.
Niggas is legal and got no rights. Niggas shit.
So jobs too, like you say, okay, they doing these jobs. I got a question. How if say we want to get educated on a trade, and in this country, jobs that we used to be able to apply for, we used to get trained on a job. Now everything about going to school now. Collect debt, get money out of you on a simple trade. If you got a lot of Mexicans coming here to the United States and they doing construction and all repairs and all the stuff that they're able to do, where they getting trained at for free? Because they're not going to school. The guys, they're not in school. So who's teaching y'all these trades for these jobs that you have? That American citizen is not getting trained for free for that.
That's a good
How do you know how to
question.
do all that? How do you know how to fix all that? Who taught you that? You say you ain't had no money in Mexico, so how do you know how to work them tools? Because I'm sure you didn't have money to buy the tools.
They got to be teaching each other something that we don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Who hiring them? Because I see it like this. Say I'm a business owner and I hire you, and I know you don't have no experience. You don't know what you're doing. I teach you, I train you for free. Where the same job you might apply for, I'm telling you got to go to school and learn a trade. You got to go get taught how to do this. Then I teach you low wage. Then I still give you the opportunity because you can branch off and quit from me. Now you're starting your own business. Now you're a business owner. I'd rather do it that way. I'd rather you pay me low wage and teach me than go to college to learn the same exact thing and put me in debt and still don't even get guaranteed the job.
Yeah.
But because you got and this is what you got to understand too, though, because they're here illegally. That's the reason that they get them low paying jobs that a lot of people ain't finna do. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get documented. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't get here legit. So the working in them fields for what they getting paid for, or working in certain professions for what they getting paid for, you're not gonna get no motherfucker from America to do none of that shit. Americans too goddamn uppity, bro. Motherfucker ain't working for $3 a watt, $4 a watt, $5. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers ain't doing that. So you got to think about that's the reason that they get them low wages like that. They learn a trade, or if it's not necessarily a trade, you know what I'm saying? It's the heavy work that a lot of people got their nose in the air that they're not finna do. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why so much shit is getting done on the back end. You feel what I'm saying?
So I'm like, not even, I don't want to just talk about like them being like in the fields and stuff, because you do have some of them that do got good paying jobs. Landscaping, I know even this area I'm in, I know they try to charge me $800 to do my front and backyard.
Yeah.
Just one house. Yeah. So you got landscaping, you got the people that's building pools, you got construction workers. I mean, they got all kinds, man. Vegas is a tire shop on every block out here. Who taught you how to do these tires, man? Who taught you how to take it off the rim, put it back on hella fast like that, grease that motherfucker up and do the shit you do? How you even buy this damn tire shop? And how you got it on every block? And it's all Mexican employees.
That's the $1 million. That's the $1 million question, bro.
How you get that?
Because money talk.
I think I have a different perspective. I feel like the government's just hella shady. I feel like the reason we have gangs, that's why, just like politics, you got red and blue, is to create a divide. I think that, of course, immigrants could come from everywhere, but I feel like, yeah, they're protesting, but I think there's a group of people that came in from wherever they came in, now whether they're paid or whatever, wherever they came from, I think they came there to create this all hell breaking loose. Because if you look at the pictures, there is no way that they have like these perfectly staged pictures that it just doesn't look right. You know what I mean? And that's what I think, and I think even if you Google the cartel settlement, it's a PDF, you can Google it. It's our government people don't bring drugs in here. It's our government that's moving everything around. Look at our veterans. Look how many of our veterans are homeless. Why is that? Like, if I was to go into the army, right? If I wanted to go over there to be the better good for humanity, why are they coming back depressed? You know, I have my theory on that. I won't get into that, but I think there's just a bigger picture that everybody's missing. And I think if we think about the word government, they're there to govern your mental. They want to gaslight you and pull at your heartstrings to get you emotional, because when we're emotional, we never react or say the right thing. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
No,
There's a word for that. That shit called propaganda. It's the
Yeah.
same thing that Kim Jong-un and them niggas do over in North Korea. We just do it differently. You know what I'm saying? It's propaganda. When you sell people these dreams and hopes, and you say go to the military and all of that shit. To the military, shout out to people that serve the country and everything, but that shit ain't what people. It is not what people. It's not what the country make it out to be. When you watch the NFL games and they gotta do the national anthem and airplanes flying all over the stadium and all that, what the fuck that got to do with the game? It's to brainwash people. It's all part of the propaganda that they put in and serving the troops. And why the fuck I gotta stand up? I just want to here to watch. I'm just here to watch this sports event. Why the fuck I gotta stand up, take my hat off, put my hand over my chest, and do all this pledge of allegiance shit? What they got to do with this game? It has nothing to do with sports. And we already know, and it's a well-known secret. Well, really, a well-known secret is that the NFL gets paid by the military to push that shit. We all know that too. It's a contract, a signed agreement where NFL is getting X amount of dollars from the government to push that shit. And some people eat that shit up. I can't tell you the last time I stood up saying the national anthem, all of that shit, any sporting event. I ain't done that shit in years. I don't fall for that shit. Because like I said, I'm not on no woke shit, but it's just propaganda. I don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that word is to describe everything that you just said. That's all that shit really is.
That's what I think it is. No, we have a comment that says, I was just saying, how come it's Mexicans? It's not. The reason why the focus right now is on Hispanics is because that's why we have these protests. But ideally, I mean, you could be from anywhere. You know, it's just right now the circumstance happens to be the Hispanics are out there. But ISIS for every country. It's just for immigration in general.
But I feel that the Hispanics are the biggest target. And
they're deeper.
Well, that's the
There's
thing
more
about
of them.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's another agenda behind that, because like the person that made the comment just said, it's a whole lot of different races and nationalities that are here illegally. You know what I mean? So why is the biggest target just specifically Hispanics? You know what I mean? That's another question that we need to ask is why is it the Hispanics being targeted?
I think it's the money. The money, just overall, you know, like this lady that wrote this, or I think it's a lady, I'm assuming, but Jay Lee, you say, why not the Russians? I mean, damn, his wife isn't she Russian or something close to it?
Yeah.
Ivanka. Then you say the Indians, and I'm pretty sure you're talking about from India. I mean, I don't know no Indian gangs, and I don't know that. I ain't never met an Indian trying to sell nigga no weed on the corner. I see a lot of doctors and engineers that are Indians. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen one.
they a plus when they come, I guess, to the country, I guess, in his eyes. Filipinos, I don't really hear too many illegal that. Like, I seen them marry a lot of military guys and how they got over here, and a lot of them work in hospitals. So I don't.
Well, we have a treaty with the Philippines, so that's why they can come
I
and freely.
know. I don't know, man. Like, I can't think of nothing else.
But here's the thing, though. It's like you said, when you hear the word immigrants, Mexicans is almost synonymous with that word, right?
Yeah.
Mexicans are not the only Hispanic gang in this country, but yet Mexicans are the first and pretty much the only targeted Hispanic group. You might hear some shit from New York talking about they're gonna go after a specific group that's terrorizing in the Bronx, not the whole fucking state of New York, not the city of New York, just in the Bronx. They just gonna target this one small ass gang, a specific gang, whatever their initials is, whatever country they come from. They're not even classified. They're not even looking at it. You'll never hear the word immigrant when they talk about going after this gang. So when we hear immigrants, It's like when I'm looking at what Jay Lee said, there's Filipino immigrants, there's Indian immigrants. And when he said, when we talked about earlier, when he talking about getting like illegals is what they call them, right? That what about the Russians that are illegal?
I don't like that word
I
either.
promise you, they're not gonna go after. No, they're not going after whoever's here illegal. They're going after. They targeting certain people. It's like you said, son. They're gonna target the Mexicans first, and then we next.
Yeah,
And there ain't gonna be nothing after that. There ain't gonna be no Filipinos. It doesn't even matter if because there's Filipino gangs here too. Whether we hear about them or not, we know that just like the Russians have the mob. You know what I'm saying? Italians, they're here. There's Italians here illegally too. Organized crime is not as what it was back in the 90s or even the 80s, but it's still a thing. I promise you could go to the Bronx right now and walk into a clothing store or a bakery or a coffee shop, and you gonna see these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see them. They're not out there whacking people like they was and rolling niggas up in carpets like they was back in the day, but it's still happening. You know what I'm saying? You still see it. But no matter what it is, no matter whether it's a gang, whether it's they building houses, whatever or not, or whatever it is, they only gonna be targeting Mexicans. And that's it. And it's just to answer the question, is ICE only for Hispanics? It seems like it's for Mexican Hispanics. Yes, that's the way. What
it
we're
does
seeing.
seem like that.
That's what we're seeing right now. And there's no way they could cover that shit up because we don't hear them talking about nobody else. We don't see them targeting nobody else, no matter how they try to clean it up. Matter of fact, they don't even try to clean it up.
I feel like Big Corp has taken over like literally everything. I don't think there's really politics. I think Big Corp has taken over because they control the interest rate, they control the increase in the cost of shit. And I think they use us or this race card and all this stuff to distract us from whatever they have going on and to create a divide. Because really, ideally, if we think about it, it's really us because we're the people against them. Really, that's how I see it. You know, they might pick and choose, like, here's the target for the week. But I think at the end of the day, what it boils down to is it's the people because we all want and share the same, you know, we have the same goals. We're not asking for a lot. We just want to live a peaceful, happy life where we can buy a house. And you know what I mean? We don't want to bother nobody, but I mean, here we are. We keep finding ourselves in the same position, but why? You know what I mean? We take the L's. They don't ever take L's. They stay rich from coming up off us. They're the non-productive people of society. We're the productive people of society. So make it make sense.
You know what? I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. I'm glad that you said about the wealthy and all that because I wanted to touch on what Ben said earlier, and he was like, we pay taxes, right? And our taxes go to the benefits that maybe illegal immigrants come into the country and we pay for them to live in the country, whatever, right? And whether they and then they go to work and they don't pay taxes because they're here illegally, so they get paid under the table, whatever, have not. But I tell you like this, the same tax dollars, if I would rather my tax dollars go to an illegal immigrant who's just here to make a better life than my tax dollars to keep the rich rich.
Agreed.
That's what I would rather that because like I said earlier, illegal immigrants don't really bother me. Like as long as they're over there minding their business, I don't really care what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like they what they do their immigration status doesn't affect my life directly. You know what I'm saying? Directly.
Well, hold up. I feel like what's going on now that is impacting people's lives. So
Say what?
if I was an immigrant here, I would be hot as fuck. Excuse my language. I would be so mad because I would be like, why are they using us to exploit our own people? Really making it look like we're causing all this stuff. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I'm telling you off top. I have hella people that their family members are immigrants. You know what I'm saying? They're very humble and peaceful, calm people.
But it's
So I
cause and
don't
effect
think,
though.
I think this group of people, there's a group that came in from wherever I'm telling you off top, I don't think I think they're peacefully protesting, but this ain't the first time. This is what they always do. You know what I mean?
It's cause and effect, man, because them people ain't out there riding for nothing. There's a reason why they out there angry. And
well, how come they don't do this for all the missing kids? Where's the kids are little kids. They can't think for themselves. They don't even know what the hell's going on. They can't speak for themselves. Why is the energy not there for the kids? Do you think all of us got kids? We're all parents. I promise you, a mom and a dad's going to ride for their kids. So you would think if all these 460,000 which is #1 on the list worldwide, you would think all of us as parents would be out there riding, trying to help people find their kids. You don't see that energy. These kids cannot even speak for themselves. These, again, I understand the immigration, but these are grown ass adults that can think and say, I'm going to make this choice. If I'm selling drugs, I know the consequences. Same thing.
Hey,
So I'm not saying I don't feel bad for them. I feel for them. At the same time, like, make it make sense.
Steph, now you brought that up. So, and I kind of want to touch on that. At what point as adults do they take any accountability? Like if someone say, my mom or grandmom or whoever been here for 40 years and they just took her and sent her back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're here 40 years and you haven't tried to become legal, not stack money, not do the paperwork, not at what point do you take accountability for you slacking and getting too comfortable?
Yep. And not even just that. I thought it was like 15 racks or something to come here. I looked it up today. So you can get an H-1B1 visa, work permit, okay? Or you can do asylum. So that's where you go through like a business, right? If you have if you're in the top 1% of the trade. If you hire an attorney, it's between 6,600 to 12 racks, right? However, if you just file the I-485 and the I-30, which it's only 675. So there's really no excuse. I think the price went up a little bit, but it's not going to cost you more than 3 bands to come here. Like for sure,
you've been here for years. Or better yet, like when you said the kids, what about the parents, adults that have been here for a long time? You know you were legal to begin with. You're not taking the steps to become legal or a citizen, but yet you come here and you still having kids. Knowing
you
there
can
could
get
be
asylum
a chance
like that
you
too.
could get deported. And now you blame ISIS or you blame Trump or you blame whoever you blame. Oh, they sending me back and bringing up the family. Well, you knew what the consequences was when you try to have the kids too. So I guess there ain't no blame on you on the part you played in it.
Yeah, I think even us, just as citizens, we all gotta take a piece of the pie because ain't none of us said nothing or put the energy on it. And what irritates me, it is what it is. But for me, again, from an outsider, if I'm an outsider looking in, I don't care. We all know they come from everywhere. We understand that. We all know that they're all not violent. Okay. But as an outsider, like, just let's pretend I just turn on the TV. It looks like these people, and it looks bad. It looks bad. So again, when we say, okay, because really we don't care as long as they're not bothering us, right? That's just what it is. But if I'm driving to work or I got to take my kid to school, or if you set my car on fire, I'm going to set it off instantly. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just not cool. So again, I don't think it's them doing it. I think there's a group of people that were told or paid or whatever they got going on the back end. That's what I think.
I don't think they all agree with it. I think there's some Mexicans that's looking at the news too and like damn, come on, man. Just like ain't no different than us being black and we see some shit on TV or we see stuff in public. We're like, God damn niggas, boy. We do the same shit.
If that was a colored person,
we ain't all in the
person doing all that. Do you think this would be going on still? Hell no, they would have lit that shit up. If
that shit up.
That's what I think. I think if an African American person was breaking police car windows, do you think it would be all peaceful? They would be standing there like, yeah, we're gonna let you fuck our car up. Hell no, it wouldn't go down like that.
I will say this: I never seen any looting or anything that blacks did where we just got shot with some goddamn paintballs. This is the first time I'm seeing that.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they had that as an ammo option.
But I mean, they were doing shit like that in the '60s, man. They was spraying motherfuckers with water hoses and shit, and letting the dogs attack motherfuckers and shit. And it wasn't even no vicious protest. Them protests was peaceful. It don't get no more peaceful than the damn '60s protest, bro. That's when they had Martin Luther King and everybody else. So you know there was that. He was on that nonviolence, and we were still getting sprayed down with water hoses, with fire hydrant hoses, and having the dogs attacking us. This country been doing bullshit, bro. Like, it ain't no way around it. But the question that I want to ask is, do y'all think that because America has a prestige behind it, that it's frowned more upon for someone to be illegally here as opposed to us being illegally in somebody else's country?
If we were over there, we'll be hostage. We're not going to be held there. They're not going to label us shit. We're a hostage.
And see, that's why I'm asking, because everybody knows in them other countries, it's man, they standing on a whole different business over there. Boy, you go and get caught in Korea doing some shit that you had no business doing, and we'll hear about you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm starting to look at now. I never looked at it like that until today. Like, you feel me? I never looked at it and said to myself, well, what would happen to, you know, let's just say 100,000 illegal Americans went over to damn, let's just say Russia, and we was over there burning and looting shit and working the system in that same capacity, and then jumped around with American flags in the middle of that shit while we burning shit up in the whole nine. Nigga, we'd be dead, bro.
Hell yeah! Look at that Britney. What's the Britney Griner? I think. What did she get arrested for? For like some marijuana or something. They held her ass for hella long as a hostage. For real. So can you imagine if we went over there doing any type? It'd be a wrap. India, you can't even go over there if you're a female and you show your ankles. They'll snatch you up and you'll. Who knows what will happen? Like you just
man,
can't.
I don't even think
you can't just pull up over there and do do whatever we want. It won't work like that.
North Korea, Japan, like anywhere. I don't think we can go just even waving the flag around like that.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never seen that in another country. Just somebody driving around with a pickup truck with a goddamn flag on the back.
So that's what made me ask that question. I'm just, I'm always playing devil's advocate. I'm looking at it from both sides. Like, well, damn, what would happen to Americans if we went over there like that? You know what I'm saying? Waving the flag and acting, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that. So when they was talking about the whole flag thing, right? So this is just because of the riot. We see it all the time. We see it in the streets. We see it we see painting on people's cars nowadays. We see it at boxing events. We see it all the time. It's always, and it's heavy with the Mexican flag. You couldn't ask me what a Russian flag looked like. I don't know. I don't know what the Filipino flag looked like. I don't know what these other country flags look like. But I know what a Mexican flag looked like.
But that's But that's because you from California, man. See, people. That's what I mean.
We watch boxing.
That's what I'm trying to explain. Depending on where you from, you gonna maneuver differently.
But look,
what you grew up
with.
Hold on.
You said because I'm from California. California full of Filipinos. I don't know what their flag look like.
But it's more Mexicans in California, nigga, than
Filipinos.
Mexicans.
And we had hella Russians in SAC. I don't know what they flag look like.
We did, but that was in one area. The Hispanics.
What I'm saying is that with this flag, I think my whole problem is you want to be in this country and you fighting and you're doing everything you're doing, but yet you keep waving this flag. I think they had the comedy thing that time with Cat Williams back in the day when he was in Phoenix. Remember when he got into it on that round stage?
Yeah.
If you keep flying the flag and Mexico's so great, then go back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Why come over here then? If it's so great and you so, patriotic about this flag all the time, you don't even never wave a goddamn American flag, and that's where you come to get your money from.
Yeah.
Then why you don't want to be over there? If you got all the trades, you learned everything, and you so about Mexico, then won't y'all team up like you're doing against ICE and the police? Won't y'all team up? Won't you go fight the cartel and get their ass up out of there? Won't you go fix them broken ass sidewalks in Tijuana, since you know construction work, build them buildings up, do the landscaping over there, because I don't see no landscaping every time I went. Won't you build Mexico up?
You know what I think it is, fam? You know what I think it is? I don't think it's so much about Mexico and being proud to be from. I think it's just Mexican pride. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't think it's they're not trying to say Mexico is so great. I just think that they just waving the flag just to say that we're proud to be Mexican. It's the same way when we see redneck white Americans that's like
hold on. It's on the level of the Mexican flag, not redneck. It's on the same level. The Mexican pride is the rainbow flag, that pride.
Exactly. That's my point. That's what I was going to get into. That's my point. You're just waving around the flag. You're just proud of what you are. That's what I'm saying. Because it's the same way with the people that's waving around Confederate flags. they proud to say, look, this is us. This is our identity. This is what we believe in. And what, it's not that even though the difference is, and you did point that out, is they do wave an American flag. If you see a Confederate, you're going to see either a Trump or an American flag or both of them all at the same time on the same truck or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Man, out here, that's all you see, bro. That's all you see out here is Trump flags and Confederate flags still and all. Man, I'm telling you, out here, that's you
propaganda.
Still
Propaganda. It's propaganda because you know what? When we never seen another presidency. We never had another president where people was waving flags like that. I never seen that many Obama flags. I might have seen Obama Biden just because it was president, vice president, but they wave that shit around like it's a badge of honor. Like it's a different meaning to that Trump flag than it is to any other flag that we ever had from any other president, bro. That's a fact. It means something different to them. They real passionate about that Trump shit, man.
Okay, so
president.
So let me ask this then. What Ben said earlier. So since we know how strict all the other countries is, do you think there is some truth to it being about Trump just putting his foot down, like, man, we're not gonna keep going for the shit like no other countries go for the shit? You know what I'm saying? Do you think there's some truth in that it's more so about, okay, well, let America get strict like every other country gets strict? You know what I'm saying?
My personal opinion, man, first of all, when he came into office or right before he was going to when we were still voting, I don't think this is a secret what's happening right now. He told niggas what he was going to do. Just like he said he was going to stop all the, I know we ain't allowed to say the little G word on YouTube, rhyme with hey, but he said he was getting rid of that off of TV. Now, what I will give him credit is that since he's been in office, I don't really see a lot of it on TV no more. Where it used to get flooded. I was thinking cartoons, commercials. I like just every time you turn TV on, something hey going on or promoting it. So he did say he was going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if people just took him lightly, thought he was playing, or he just talking, or what. Everything he said he's doing it. Just like even with the food stamps. That's affecting black people too. He said he was going to do it. He's doing it. I'm not even arguing about that. I'm glad he's doing it.
That ain't just affecting black folks. That should affect everybody because there's a lot of white
folks.
I respect anybody. If you got the balls to tell me straight up and you keep it a buck, even though I don't agree with you, I respect you more than a snake that's going to lie to my face just to get my vote. You feel
time out. But he is a snake that lies to your face, though.
They're all
snakes. Just because there were things that he was straight up about doesn't mean he's not a fucking snake that lies to your face.
If you're in politics, you're a snake. That's just a given.
Yeah. I think anybody who's in that office whoever's in that office is a snake, no matter who it is, because
they all play
we know that though.
We know
that.
They all do the same shit. They all do the same shit, right? They gonna tell you what you want to hear. And then once they get in office, it's going to be about their agenda and the people that's supporting them, their agenda. And so that's why you got to understand why the Trump supporters be the way that they be about shit, because in white America's eyes, we talking about just strictly white America's eyes, that's their savior, bro. Just like Obama was our savior. Like, no matter how much people disagree or say this and that other, 90% of the people who voted for Obama only voted for him because he was black, bro. I don't care what, you can't get me to believe nothing. I never voted in my life until Obama was about to be president, and I only voted for him because he was black. I'm gonna keep it a band. You see what I'm saying? Well, shit, that was our quote unquote savior. So you got to think about for that last generation. You got to think about it too. The majority of the Trump supporters, is motherfuckers, is over like 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it. That's from 40 to the people that might be 90 years old living. That's the last generation of that good old boy shit, because this new generation ain't own none of that. A lot of this new generation ain't really own none of that. It gets trickled down, but we living in a whole different times altogether. So you got to think anybody that's from 40 to 90s to the casket, the mothers on their deathbed. This is the last wave of the good old boys. If you notice, look how old all them cats is. Look how old Trump is. Look how old Biden is. Look how old a lot of people that made a lot of these laws is. You see what I'm saying? So this is like the last leg of of that whole get down. They was gonna do everything they could to see somebody who stood for what they stood for in office. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a whole different wave of people. Because after this is said and done with, man, we're gonna be onto some whole other shit. If this goes, if we can get through whatever this is gonna be, and it don't take us too far off the map, because I got a feeling that this term of presidential term is gonna set us back. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. It's gonna cause divide, and then we're gonna get pushed out of the path that we probably was intending to head on as a whole, and then we're gonna have to regroup from that. But the people that's gonna be regrouping is from this new generation. Like this is a whole different vibe. These kids is coming up now from 20 to 40. They're not on the same hype that the motherfuckers is from 40 to 80.
Because so you think this new generation, they don't even follow, they don't even care about politics like the way
at all.
And we shouldn't really care about it.
Like that shit don't even matter. They don't even follow politics the way we did or the way we do in the generation that came before us. But I want to really be quick before we jump on to the next one. To answer your question, I think that all of that, it's about time we put our foot down shit. I think that's just more propaganda. I mean, once this term is over, we just gonna go back to the same shit we've been doing all this time before this. And we ain't gonna get onto the new shit or onto the next one. I think we're just gonna go back to the way we were prior to him getting into office, because this is how America's been since before you and I was the thought in our parents' minds. That's how America always.
But see, this is where the only reason why I disagree with you, bro, is this. I think that the actions that are being taken place right now is a purpose to divide more than this country's ever been divided since the times you're talking about. So I feel like, I feel like the whole mission and agenda is to take us totally all the way off course to where it's going to damn near be unrepairable to get back into the mix. You feel what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Now, when you keep saying agenda, right? When you keep saying agenda, Ben said about the pride flag, right?
Yeah,
that's part of the agenda. Making America white again, that's part of the agenda.
Yeah.
Revoking Americans who were born in America, revoking their citizenship, that's part of the agenda. A couple of months back,
America's not white. America,
hold on. I'm gonna let you have the floor real quick.
Y'all know they stole the land from the Indians.
Hold on. Let me just say this real quick. Let me just say this real quick. I don't know if y'all heard about that shit a couple months back when Trump stopped funding and he shut down the Black History Museum and all that and started removing all the books. You heard about that shit too?
Yeah.
That too is part of the agenda. It's like you said, I think the word that keeps coming up, and I think it keeps coming up not by default, but there's a reason why we keep saying agenda. It's because that's exactly what the fuck this campaign is, and that's what this term is. And it's like you said, it's to create divide. Yeah. That was his last term. That's where it all started. He's just back to clean up what he didn't get accomplished last time, because we've never had a presidency. We've always had left, right, blue, red, whatever it is, but we've never had it to where husbands and wives is getting divorced over who becomes president. It was never that serious. So the whole shit, we've never had a divide like the way we seen until he ran for president the first time. That's when the whole shit got flipped on his fucking head. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been in motion. He wasn't able to get it done, and we already know no president has ever been able to come in and turn things around automatically in one term. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So he ran for it to finish what he started the first term, and even 8 years, that's not enough time to change things. What's been going on in the country for hundreds of years. So that's why I said once he's gone, we just gonna get back to the same stuff we was our originally scheduled program, because since he came in office, what have we really been hearing about? We ain't been hearing about nothing. He's been out of the spotlight. We ain't been hearing anything about him. Only time we hear about him is when he says something stupid. You know what I'm saying? We're not hearing about anything he does.
Always talks about him, even when he wasn't in office. They talked about him more than they talked
because of his celebrity. Because of his celebrity.
I just think it's just all stupid. It's all just to gaslight us. That's what I think.
But It's
I
gonna
think they
be
all
like
got agendas.
nothing ever happened,
Period.
man. We just gonna get back to our regularly scheduled program once he's gone, man. That's all.
Do you guys think this is everybody's problem what's going on out there, or you think it's just a Mexican problem?
I think it's starting
I think
off
it's
as a
everybody's
mess.
problem.
I think it's starting off as a Mexican problem, but back to the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than just deporting Mexicans right now, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, if you ask me. That's just my personal opinion. I think the Mexicans was the easiest target because our country borders with theirs directly. Like you said, you ain't got to get on no boat to come over here from there. You ain't got to get on no plane to come. So I think with that being on top of the illegal crimes and shit that take place and the whole nine, you know, with the involvement of the Hispanics or with the involvement of the Mexicans or whatnot, I think it just made them the easiest target. But at the end of the day, this shit is bigger than just the Mexicans, bro. I'm telling you. I think the Mexicans was to kick it off. They was the quickest ones. If they can point out a couple bad apples and say, see, this is why we don't want them here, it flows a little easier off the tongue. But the moment that the National Guards was sent to Los Angeles and he mentioned having the Marines on standby, so y'all gotta listen to the power of the tongue. Them words is fucking serious. When he tell them use whatever force needed to bring it back to civilization, they'll let you know, bro, like it's a green light. And when you give a green light on some shit that people already feel a certain way about, okay, so now not only is we gonna snatch y'all up out, I think the impact in the whole power play was to shake up America. Because what's going on right now?
Hold on, though. If I come to your house and I try to fucking move my shit into your house, okay, let's pretend I come to your house unwelcome, because this is our home, right?
Yeah.
This is our home. I'm buzzed, you guys, so just ignore my ass.
No,
I'm buzzed, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. So if I come to your home, and I'm not, obviously they all don't act like this. What I'm saying though is if I come to your house, I mean, I don't know what you got going on there, but wouldn't you defend your house? So again, I understand they're all not like that, but at the end of the day, all it takes is a handful of bad apples to make it look like one way or another. So the way I view it, which we all know that obviously they're not terrorists. Again, I think there's a paid group of people that are coming in here to make it look a certain way. But I'm sorry, if you come to my house, if you light my car on fire or some shit like that, it's gonna go down. If you come to my house and try to force yourself, again, and like I said, I don't think it's the actual the migrants, or I'm gonna use the word undocumented because I don't like that word illegal. If you're undocumented and you come here and you want to protest, you have the right to protest, because if it's a free country, right? Fine, fair enough. That's one thing. But when you start breaking windows and shit like that, you know what I mean?
But here's the thing.
Regardless of what it is, regardless of whether they're all not like that, again, if I'm at home watching TV and I turn on that TV, it doesn't look right.
That's the picture that they're trying to paint. That's the point I was trying to make about the picture that it's easy to get everybody to get the majority of people with you if you can point out the bad and say, see, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, or why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? So, right. But so from the beginning, when we started talking about this, my whole point was the way they going about it is crazy. Mm-hmm. The way they going about it is crazy. If you gonna take out the trash, like my man said, then take out the trash. Take out all the trash though. Take out these motherfucking pedophiles who's out here touching little kids and shit. Yeah. Take out these motherfucking
that's behind it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like they're all, I don't care what no one says. Politics is all the same shit, and they're all pedos, and that's how I feel about it. That's why you don't ever see people protesting about kids out here. Take out these crooked ass cops. Take out, you know what I'm saying, these shady ass government officials who are sweeping shit under the rug. If you're gonna take out the trash, take out the trash. Take it out. Right? Yeah. Take all of it out. But when you start snatching up grandmas and shit, I don't care if grandma is legal or not. No, for real, man. Leave me out.
I'm glad you said that. Hey, when you said the grandma, hold on, Eddie. I got something for you.
Oh God. There we go.
Don't leave Granny alone, man. That's all I'm saying, man. Leave Granny alone. All right,
watch this.
Agree with it unless you're an illegal migrant into this country. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all niggas down there in LA got me pissed off this morning, my nigga. Now, for the simple fact that y'all down there just tearing up shit, just tearing down the whole Los Angeles for no fucking reason, bro, just let me know y'all really don't give a fuck about these people, these so-called people that y'all motherfucker doing all this for. Because for the simple fact that you niggas sat down there and destroyed the Kobe and Gigi mural, bro, just let me know, bro. I don't give a fuck about y'all no more, bro. I hope ICE freaking deport every single one of y'all, bro. Cause this is what the fuck y'all do, bro. Y'all use situations like this just to go around fucking town burning it up. Now what the fuck is y'all burning and destroying shit for in the goddamn city? Y'all supposed to be fucking mad at the ICE agents. The buildings and the murals and all this shit didn't do nothing to y'all. So I'm not understanding why the fuck is y'all down there tearing the fucking city up, burning cars and all this shit, my nigga. Like this shit is gonna solve something. And then y'all want to be down there, and it's truthfully it's only Mexicans, cause them the only people down there. Y'all down there burning down cars and shit, and then you want to be in fucking waving the Mexican flag and shit. Like, bro, what is you doing? If you love Mexico so bad, go the fuck back, my nigga. That's the whole point of this shit. So I'm telling you, bro, that when I seen that they messed up Kobe and Gigi mural, bro, that's when I was all like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about them. ICE, do your job. And the National Guard is coming soon too. So I hope they deport every single one of you niggas down there for that shit, bro. Y'all really pissed me off with that. And y'all for y'all to be from California, y'all know how much Kobe and Gigi mean to us, nigga. But y'all don't give a fuck, bro. Y'all just want to be down there tearing shit up. And for that, I ain't got no respect for y'all. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if your mom's been here 40 years. If she ain't legal, get the fuck out of here. Just like that, bro. Since y'all want to be tearing up shit for no fucking reason, bro, fuck y'all too.
Hey, he went on there and kept it all the way a buck.
That was a good one. That
Hey,
was
but for
good.
real though, that's what I said last time. How come they're not at the federal buildings? Why aren't they at ICE? Why are they on the streets like being crazy?
That's true.
You feel
But
what I'm saying? Like if you got beef with, because we're not the ones that we are carrying on about our business. We're just trying to go to work, whatever we got going on. But again, if you come break my window, shit's gonna go down.
let me ask
If
you
you
a
set my
question.
car on fire, you ain't gonna set my car on fire for sure.
Let
Like,
me
you know
ask
what
you
I
a
mean?
question.
But they need to be at the federal buildings. Why are they not at ICE? Why are they not at the federal buildings? Like, make it make sense.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you know where the ICE headquarters is?
Yeah.
You know where ICE HQ is?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Well, I know where the local one is here. It's on Mill Street, but there's one everywhere. There's an ICE place in every
Because the
city.
reason why I asked is because I'm
Internet.
not.
Hey, everybody got
Hold
internet
on.
these days.
No,
You can
no.
Google
Listen,
that shit.
listen. The reason why I asked is because the point that I was trying to make is like you might know, but like myself, most people don't even know where these buildings are. We know where I know where courthouse is at. I know where the jail is. I know certain places. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Don't laugh. That shit ain't funny. Nothing to do
Hey,
with
I know where
my
those
skin
places are
color.
at too.
But
It's fucked up.
what I'm saying is, I don't know what ICE HQ is. I don't even know if we have an HQ out here in the state of Nevada. You know what I'm saying?
But
Or in the
everybody
city of
got the
Las Vegas.
phone. Everybody's
But
on their phones all day, so they could Google it.
look, when the last thing people trying to do when they get pissed and want to start writing and start Googling, start doing their knowledge, they just gonna the first thing that come to your head is because it's like niggas. When we go out there and we start tearing shit up because we want to burn shit up for our own rights, and we go out there and our peaceful protest turns into us looting and all that other crazy shit. You think we thinking about, hold on, son, before you break that window, let me Google where the HQ is. Like, we ain't doing that. We just, all we see is red. And that's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody thinking about it. I get your point. But you said if they burn your car, they're not going to burn your car. We not going to burn your car unless you in the way neither. Unless your ass is in their way, they burning police cars. They burning authority
No, they're
cars.
burning people's cars too.
Then they must have got in their way. Get your ass up out of there. Why you over there?
If I'm driving to work and I have to go this way to get to work, I don't give a fuck. If you,
No,
I
that's
wish you
not.
would try
No,
to set
that's
my car
not
on
cool.
fire.
I'm not
I'm
not
saying?
for
It's just
that.
not cool.
I'm
Like,
not
they
for
need to
that
be
because I
taking it
just see
out
them
on
black in
directing
traffic and
that
all that
energy
shit like
towards
that.
the people. You know what I mean? That's impacting them the same way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. That's like me coming and taking out my anger for somebody else on you. That shit ain't cool. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got a comment that says that protests and riots ain't the same. And
They're not.
Oh, we know that.
And this shit's a full
Oh, we
blown
know
riot.
that.
Let's keep it a buck.
But hold on, but listen up though. I think the shit started as a protest and it turned into a riot. It turned into a riot after the shit got ignited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
You know
Larry.
what I mean?
Google Maps is this.
Larry,
I told
he
you.
said Google Map is this.
Yeah.
And I Googled it. ICE headquarters located in Austin, Texas, but they do have
But you have to
offices in
check your
every
local.
city.
You have to
There's
check for
one
your
on
local place.
Las Vegas Boulevard too.
Hey, yo, thank you.
Oh, no.
Hey, yo, man, shout out, man. Give big shout out for that, man. Yo, y'all crazy.
He said, "Where is that? You want to know? I'll show you."
Crazy.
Hey,
But I ain't messing. I ain't messing with them people, man. I ain't messing with them people. I'll be out there peacefully protesting, man.
One more for you, man. I got one more.
Here we go.
Hold on.
That's crazy. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's like, do you guys think it's the people that are, do you think it's like the actual?
Now, what's crazy is people think that they can come to America illegally and have fucking rights. That shit doesn't make no damn sense. Y'all bring y'all ass over here illegally and then think that you have rights of an American citizen, which is some bullshit, bro. And honestly, you know what I mean? I lived in LA for 2 years, so I seen the fucking the healthcare and the Medicare and the fucking welfare system. And honestly, hardworking fucking Americans are paying the bill for all these illegal motherfuckers to have health insurance, to be able to get welfare, food stamps, child care. All this shit right here is, we are footing the bill. The people that are actually tax-paying American citizens are footing this motherfucking bill for all these people. And they have the fucking nerve to get mad and have fucking attitudes and be upset with us for not wanting to continue to foot the bill for they motherfucking ass. Bro, we can barely afford to foot the bill for our goddamn self. But we are paying the bill for all y'all illegal motherfuckers to be over here and doing whatever the fuck y'all want. Not only are y'all over here illegally making money, y'all illegally not paying fucking taxes. So that means that all this free money that y'all are...
Because a lot of them, and he's right, and a lot of these people, they actually, not only are they sending the majority of what they make back to their home country, back to their people back there, and they looking to get more of their people over here in the United States of America, but most of them is not paying taxes because they working under the table. So when you listen to these law enforcement people, or you listen to these politicians, or you listen to these legislators, and they always saying stuff like, "Oh, and they," but no, they don't. No, they don't. A lot of them are not. Absolutely, I would say the majority of them are not. Absolutely, they don't have work permits.
Making y'all sending this shit back to y'all fucking country, which does not benefit the American people at fucking all. Sorry, but not motherfucking sorry. Bro, y'all got to fucking go. Y'all got to go. Now, if you come back the right way, that's perfectly fine. If you come back and you're a tax-paying citizen and all that shit, that's perfectly fine. I have nothing to say about that right there. The only thing I am speaking on is illegal motherfuckers that think they have the rights of American fucking citizens, which you do fucking not, bro. And we are not finna keep paying the bill for y'all motherfucking ass. Right. Point blank, period. I'm not finna keep doing it. Every time I look at my motherfucking paycheck, I got a fucking deduction on my goddamn paycheck that's supporting y'all motherfucking ass, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I stand behind Trump 100% when it comes to these deportations. If you're not an American fucking citizen, if you did not come here legally, if your paperwork is not fucking correct, your ass need to go, bro.
And I 100% agree with him.
There it is.
Good point.
I mean,
they got a point.
point.
And you know what's funny about all of that though is the same way he articulated that about illegals is the same way that white people be having the nerve to say they doing for the black people that's on welfare and everything else. No, that's exactly what that sound like. But it's ironic because it's being looked at from a different tune now. You see what I'm saying? Because I never really tripped off that shit before. Like I said, I got hella Mexican partners and shit, whatever. I never looked at who's here legally, who's not, because if somebody don't interfere with my day to day, I really don't give a shit what they doing. But when you look at it from a broader picture, he do got a point. I mean, he got a valid point. I mean, that's a valid point.
These lazy Americans not doing the work. The Mexicans are. Okay, I agree with that. But hell yeah, I'm gonna cry about taxes. If you can afford to let somebody in your motherfucking house for free, by all means, goddammit, do that. But I can't, and I'm not gonna keep working 2 and 3 jobs to pay nobody's way. Sorry. So that's just what it is. I'm gonna leave that at that. That's how I feel about that comment.
No, you're right. But like
that's
you
why
said,
everything that I mean, I'm not blaming them. Everything is inflated because again, big corp done took over. But and that's true, but it ain't the same outcome as when the Black Lives Matter came through. You know, when the Black Lives Matter shit was going on, they was painting them as the worst people in the world. They're painting everybody else as victims. They're not victims. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a lot.
Like, make it make sense.
That's why I said when you asked earlier, you said, why are we not putting our energy into the shit? I ain't putting my energy into the shit because during Trump's first term, when he was breaking up the Mexican families and he had them sleeping with aluminum foil blankets and shit. Y'all might remember that. He had them sleeping in the like my man said, it was like the Holocaust. You had motherfuckers like sleeping in camps out of chain link fences on the outside during the cold season and all that shit.
Yeah, I seen that.
Like
That was fucked up.
Like Ben said earlier, where the fuck was they at? Why wasn't they campaigning for their peoples? So of course I'm not gonna put my energy into that shit. They ain't putting their own energy into it. I ain't gonna put my energy into it too. I ain't putting my shit in there either. You know what I'm saying? When they come out here and they marching and they burning shit up for our cause, then I'll ride with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna stand on what I feel is right and what I feel is wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be two sides, at least a minimum of two different angles to look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's rights and there's wrongs about this shit. There's no one way to look at this whole situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think some of it's inhumane. Is like some of the aggression is inhumane, and I think there's a way to approach it. At the same time, though, again, and I'm saying this directly, we got to separate the two. So you got the people that want to do right and they're good, solid people. You're not a part of this. We're talking about people that want to set cars on fire and, you know, hurt people and shit like that. You know, you can't just, if you're an officer and somebody walks up to you and physically assaults you, even if you're not an officer, you know what I mean? Your instant reaction is going to be to defend yourself. Like, you feel me? So again, I'm not with all the breaking up the families. That shit is out of line. I think some of the behavior is very aggressive, but we can argue the same on the other side of the fence too. You know, it's just none of us want to watch these families get torn apart. You know what I mean? And yes, I do. Back to that other comment, we all are paying the way. All of us are, you know, pay towards all of this shit. So it is what it is.
All the taxpayers are the ones footing the bill for any, but that's for everybody, not just, you know, that's for anybody who's getting the benefits. If you pay taxes, you're footing the bill.
Don't forget we had there was a large percentage of Mexicans that voted for Trump, even when he stated he was going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So you got Mexicans that did come and do everything the right way, the legal way, and pay what they had to pay. Not all of them have money. They had to figure out a way to do it. They voted for Trump. So it's not like they all on the same page. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sucks to the fact that it rips families apart the way they're going about it, but what's the other way? How do you go about it? Like, what's the alternative?
What's the solution outside of this? Is really give us another solution that could fix all this. That doesn't involve having to do that. There isn't another way.
There ain't no other way. I mean, it ain't really no other way. I mean, just based on the fact of that shit was illegal from the jump. My thing is, I mean, I think that should have probably been instituted a long ass time ago, because then it wouldn't be so dramatic the way that it's unfolding right now. Had it been precedented, like, you know, if that would have been the situation a long ass time ago. But I think the fact that people have been here for so goddamn long, and now you decide to come for these people that have been here for 40, 50 years or whatever, to me, that's where the inhumane part comes, when we snatching people from their families and little kids crying. I seen a dude on there who was a teacher who said they did an ICE raid at an elementary school graduation, bro. Like we talking about little kids, elementary school, 6, 7, 8 years old, seeing they nana and papa, you know what I'm saying, snatched all up by ICE. Like, it's a way to do shit, you know what I'm saying? And I don't approve of that shit. I personally don't approve of that shit personally. Just because
it's not cool.
Just because I feel like this. The people that you did that to are not the people who are here causing problems.
Yes.
Now, you understand what I'm saying? For the people that's here causing problems, then yeah, you gotta do it how how it needs to be done. But for the people that just here illegally, but they never caught, that ain't here with no record, ain't committed no crimes, ain't did nothing but just trying to get a better life for themselves, raising their kids, regardless of the situation. If they're not criminals, don't treat them like criminals.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You understand what I'm saying? If they did something, just because you do something illegal, don't make you a criminal.
I agree with that. Hold on, let's address this comment. The taxes or whatever you think you're contributing to our country is not benefiting. Bullshit. So you got different levels of tax. When you go in the store and you buy shit that is not food, that's a state level tax. So I'm very well versed on taxes. And yes, all of those funds goes to pay that food stamps and Medicaid and all that other shit. Okay, and let's keep it a buck. The stuff that we're all paying into Medicaid that's supposed to go into ideally a fund. So when we get old, that's the money that they're dipping into. So people want to talk, bitch, and complain about Social Security and all that. Well, the reason is because we're already in debt so far, we can't even afford this shit. So now they are dipping into other funds that's supposed to be for us. So hell yeah, we do pay the way. So there's different levels of tax. You got state level and you got the federal level. But if you go into the store and you buy shit that's not food, what do you think that's for? That's for your streets. That's for your local shit right there.
Yeah. So when you pay taxes,
so yes, we do pay the way for everybody's shit. What do you think? It's free?
When you pay taxes out of your paycheck, the taxes go, a portion of them taxes go to benefit any assistance programs in your state. Just for whoever left that comment, just to kind of
20%
a little bit.
Off
so they take a portion of your taxes to help whatever aid that's in your state. So in California, taxes is like 8.27 to Texas. And Texas, I think the tax is like 6.27. It's a percentage. It's a percentage of all that goes. That's supposed to go to whatever benefits that your state has or whatnot, and then a plethora of other things. But yeah, I mean that's the whole point of people paying taxes is that the tax money goes to where your state is at and to your local government or whatever. So, but yeah, I just don't agree with this shit, man. I think it's just another power play, but. Everybody be on the lookout, man. I don't feel personally this shit gonna end here. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's gonna be more to come after this whole deportation situation takes place.
I want to see how far this should go because, like you said, if Son gave them the green light to handle the situation however they want to, we might be on this podcast talking about this shit again from a whole nother angle that we probably don't want to have this discussion from. We just got to sit here and see how this shit all plays out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to give people the order, but let's see what the code of morale really is. Because you pointed out something earlier. You said when you give people the green light and when you give people the authority to do whatever they want, that's like-minded. Let's see how like-minded these people really are. Let's see where they code of morale really is. Are they really going to handle it the way he allows them to handle it? What are they going to do? We don't know that yet. Again, we might be having this discussion again, talking about it from a different angle. Like, yo, they really went out there and started smashing these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, or we could be like, yo, thankfully they ain't take it there. Even though Trump gave the green light, they ain't take it there. But like I said, only time could tell. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
As far as that go.
Shit. Yeah, I think we're gonna touch bases on this again, man. Get back on this topic as the week go on. But I do have a second part of this I want to connect with y'all with. And I mean the news is changing so fast, man. I can't keep up with the current events. Because last week it was a hot topic with our boy Travis Hunter, man, getting married and not signing the prenup, man. So man, do you think the boy was stupid? You think he was retarded? Was it a dumb move?
No.
Do you think he'll be all right? Or do we just need to mind our business?
I think
no.
I think we need to mind our business, but that nigga was a damn fool, bro. And I'm just gonna keep it a band with you, man. He was a damn fool.
This is what I think. I think that a lot of people got a misconception of what love is because love is unconditional, meaning I love you because of who you are, with no strings attached. All that money shit goes out the window. So if you got married because you authentically love somebody for who they are, you're not thinking about money shit. And if people know, you just know. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just know. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, they won't get to experience that unconditional love. And I think even when we fall for a person, I think it's something that happens in our subconscious. You know what I mean? I think it's something that maybe is familiar about a person, and our subconscious is what recognizes it. It's just like when we speak verbally, I feel like our verbal language is the way we communicate our conscious self, and I think our body language is the communication of the subconscious, right? So I think everybody really does. I used to not believe this, like probably a couple months ago. I think everybody got the person they are supposed to be with. And I think we go through these experiences through life, and they're there to prep us for the person we're supposed to be with. And again, when it's unconditional, it's just like if you got a kid, if your kid comes to you and says, "Hey, mom, dad, I need 10 bands to fix my car." And you know they really got to fix their car. You're not going to question it. Here's 10 bands. I got you. If you got the money, right? It's nothing to you. But that's why we got all these relationships that are debating, fighting over the dumbest shit. But I'm telling you off top, when it's love, like real love, when it's unconditional, all that money shit, all that shit goes out the window.
All right,
Those things don't exist.
So let me ask you a question then. If it's unconditional love and he just signed a contract for $40 million and he told her, I want to sign a prenup before I get married. If she don't marry him, then it wasn't for love then.
If they divorce,
because you got
so if they divorce, hold on, if they divorce and she walks away, because when it's unconditional love, I don't need nothing. I don't want nothing from you but love.
But we all know that's not going to be the case. The point I'm trying to make is this: if the love is so unconditional, then nobody should ever have a problem signing the prenup. If I made this before we got together, you're not entitled to this of what I made before we got together. Now, whatever we govern together, you know what I mean, of the time of our relationship, then yeah, you get half of that. That's different because you was around through that whole time frame. But if I make $40 million, if I'm worth $40 million and I meet you and we kick it off and we set it off and me and you good, we vibing, we do that, we go for a whole year, and then we decide to get married. And I tell you, yeah, I love you, but I want you to sign a prenup first. What are you gonna say?
I'll sign it.
Well, then you're a real one, because it ain't too many. It ain't too many.
I don't need nothing from nobody.
It ain't too many. It ain't too many that got that same mindset. Because I be looking at all this stuff online, and I be seeing how it's a lot of chitter chatter. Oh yeah, well if he really loved you, then this is no. If you had this before I came to the table, that's something that you work for. You put your blood, sweat, tears into that. I don't deserve nothing of that. Period. Point blank. So you got a lot of people.
Because I feel like even if you got a prenup, if you're with somebody that really loved you, let's say they're better off than you. If I get married and I get a divorce, let's say even if I had a prenup or whatever, if I got married and I got a divorce, if that other person is not equal or doing better than me, then I'm gonna break you, and I'm in a better position. I'm like, here, because I don't want to put you. Obviously we don't want this to not work out. Here, I got you. I'm gonna break you off, so we're both straight. You know what I mean?
But that person wouldn't be entitled to none of your money.
No.
Yeah. See the way the law is.
But again, and then you got other women, because for me, I'm not going to sit my ass home while you're over there doing your thing. Hell no. I'll be working like 2 and 3 jobs if you're on the road or whatever. No, I'm going to be stacking my own shit. Believe that for sure. I'm not going to sit there and just let you work while you know what I mean? Because you got to be independent in a little bit. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to fully depend on you and like, let me throw away my life out the window. No, you got to be mindful and be like, you know what? Let me just stack up some more money. So if we want to go take a vacay or whatever you got going on, and if the shit don't work out, cool, then you're straight. You know what I mean? But you never. I just think it's stupid to really rely fully on somebody in any situation, even if it's not marriage. You know, that's like giving somebody power to feed you, whether you have a roof over your head, whether you know what I mean. It's just I wouldn't do that.
We live in a day and age where that's a come up. We live in a day and age where, you know what I'm saying, it's profitable to marry for money. You know what I'm saying? Well, from a women's perspective, like the way I was always told.
And really, you don't even got to get married like through the court. For me, I'll probably get married like and have like a small little gathering. But I'm not going to walk into no court and get no piece of paper. I could change my last name and do all that shit on my own without that piece of paper. Because really, that the purpose of a certificate from the government is to basically dictate what you got going on. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, what's the piece of paper going to do? I can change my last name with the piece of paper the same way I could do it with a license. Really?
Yeah.
Real quick.
But that's just me.
Like, you don't even need to get married. We live in a day and an age where women are, some of these new women today, they don't even think about marrying, do they? Just have a baby with them. And it's a wrap.
Yeah. It's a
You know what
wrap.
But I
I'm saying?
think
They
that's kind
already
of
they
stupid
locking
too.
your ass down. As soon as they'll get pregnant, they'll make sure they get pregnant. Then why get married? Why you don't love them? So you could skip that step and go straight to having a fucking baby with the dude, and now you putting his ass on child support. And you see what the courts is doing. They giving these chicks $45,000 a month. Like who the fuck needs 45 grand a month?
Shit,
Baby
it's a
ain't even
scam,
old
bro.
enough to want nothing.
All
Talking
that
about
shit's
well,
a
this
scam.
ain't enough to sustain. He needs more money, or the baby needs money for what? He's only 2 years old.
For
She
their
only
hair and
3.
their nails. I already
You see
done
what I'm
told you
saying?
all this shit.
But
That shit is all a scam, bro.
I
You
just
I
got
think
want
that
to say
marriage
this,
is a
right?
bond between you and a person and the Lord, and that's it.
I
It
want to
doesn't involve the
let me just say
government
this.
or fees or any of that extra shit. And that's what I think.
Let me just say this. Like the homie said, we do need to mind our business, right? None of our business. But at the same time, when you're in a place where you put all your business online, you make it our business. So
Yeah.
people gonna naturally talk about your business. You know what I'm saying? So when you post everything that you do and you posting you simping, we gonna be like that nigga simping. Mind my business. No, why you posting videos or you simping? So I'm gonna talk about how you simping.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you can't
That's
put your
that's
business you can't put your business out there and then expect people to mind
and,
their
and,
business. That's
and,
something.
and
In a regular
exactly
situation, I mind my business, but this should be a broadcast all
exactly.
over the place. And
Now
every day you seeing a new sucker. Every day you seeing somebody else that then either had a baby by
yeah
somebody and getting taxed. I just seen Mustard, DJ Mustard, he getting taxed.
yeah.
Tyrese getting taxed.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye got a baby with a billionaire, and he's still paying $200,000 a month for them kids. He paying 50 grand per kid a month in child support, bro. To a
That's
billionaire though.
Shit.
To a
that's bananas.
billionaire though.
That's,
I don't think y'all hear what I'm saying though. He giving
oh yeah,
$200,000 a
Oh, we
month
talked about
to
this last time. Yeah, I
oh
know.
a
yeah.
billionaire, bro. Like that shit
That's
don't even
crazy.
that shit is a scam, bro.
But do you guys think Kanye's stupid enough to really let that go down like that? He
He
ain't
ain't
dumb.
got no choice.
he
He
ain't
ain't
got
got
no
no
No,
choice.
choice.
I think there's
It
something
ain't up to
deeper than
him.
that. But let's change the subject. I
It
don't even
ain't
want to
no.
go there.
Hold on. Let me touch
Tell
what
her
you
change the
saying.
subject.
Let me touch what you said, ma. You said you talking about true love, right? And there's I feel you on that, but there's a such thing as true love and there's a such thing as stupidity, and there's a thick ass line in between the two. When you sit up here and say I wasn't, when people are trying to tell you, trying to point out, bro, this is the type of person who you dealing with, and I'm not talking about the people in the comment section like us or the people that watch the videos on YouTube or wherever format he's posting his simping or anything like that. I'm talking about the people that's close to him that's saying like, yo, that's the same shit. Just last week she said you wasn't even her type. Now all of a sudden
Yeah.
her brother or whoever it was holler at her and be like, yo, do you know who son is? And then you snap out of it. All of a sudden he's your type. Now you want to get married to the nigga. Now you want to have kids, and now all of this other just overnight. It wasn't true love overnight. That shit don't just happen.
Yeah.
So when
No,
people say,
I
so hold
literally
on,
think this. I
hold
agree
on.
with what you're saying.
Hold on. So when niggas is saying, yo, he's simping and he's stupid for marrying a girl, yes, it's not about, he might really love her, but there's stupidity nestled way deep into that shit too. Because ain't no dude in his right mind. Where the nigga mom at? I don't even care if his dad in his life. Where's mom at? We got enough male athletes out here where they moms is like, nope, you ain't even gonna sit next to her at the game. I'm sitting in
But his
between
mom
y'all.
was
But
for
It
it.
see,
ain't
His
gonna
mom
be
was
none
on
of that.
board with it.
Ain't
that's
gonna be none
Moms
of
know
that.
what's up. Moms know we see our
So that's what
brother.
I'm
We
saying.
see
So
him.
where the people at?
I think people in his camp that tried to, tell him about the situation, but you can't tell a nigga nothing sticking with his dick. I mean,
No,
Hey,
I
you know
think
what,
literally.
bro?
Listen,
Or
I mean this
I'm
literally.
just keeping it real with you. Like he a grown ass man thinking with the little head and not the big one. So
That could be the case, but we don't know that. We don't know their situation. What I'm saying though
or
is there's an energy thing. I'm telling you off top. This is shit I would have told you guys. It's not a thing. I would have told y'all it's full of shit. But I'm telling you off top. You will. There's a energy. I'm just telling you. You know it when you feel it. I'll just say that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But there is a such thing as a different type of vibe. Like I promise you. But it's
yeah,
not
but
something
look,
that you're gonna be thinking about. You're gonna know it when you experience it. For real.
hey yo,
Like I
look,
mean that shit literally.
hey yo, look. If you was a female athlete or a celebrity, right? And I was rocking with you, me and you, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? We kicking it like that.
Mhm.
And there's footage. I'm not even feeling you. At their own wedding, when they took the dance floor to do their first dance, he went in for the kiss. She did like this. She curved him. You see what I'm saying? When he was signing when he was signing the autographs, she was sitting on the couch,
She was
was
mad.
big mad, making faces, rolling her eyes. When she's not,
See, I haven't seen any of
he's
that.
not her vibe. That's just
But
what
he
it is.
knows that.
So when
Dudes
people's
ain't
like, yo,
dumb.
bro,
Dudes are
you
very
wildin'.
logical in their thinking. They know what the hell time it is. Now we know dudes have two brains. They think with two different brains, but this dude knows what it is. Come on, you
But it's
cannot tell
simping
me
at its
that.
finest is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it is. He bugging out for marrying Shorty, especially without a prenup. He bugging. Yes, and it's.
I think any
Did
man.
he make a huge mistake getting married? Hell yes. Did he make an even huger mistake getting married with no prenup? Hell to the yes.
I think
Hell to the
anybody.
yes.
I think anybody that's rich that gets married without a prenup is a goddamn fool. I don't give a damn.
I don't give a fuck what they got going on because they ain't paying my bills.
I think anybody who's rich to get married and don't get a prenup signed, you ask them to get whooped. You asking for it. No, I'm just keeping it real. You asking
gonna get
for
spanked.
it because my thing is this. I'm just keeping it a band. Like little mama said, like she said, you know what I'm saying? If it's real love, then it's real love. Okay, so if you love me, then this bag don't need to be attached to nothing that we doing. If you really love me, you feel what I'm saying? And you see, who was that? That was Gilbert Arenas. Was that Gilbert Arenas? That old girl wanted to get married. He told her to sign a prenup. She didn't want to sign a prenup. She didn't want to sign a prenup. So he swapped out the ring and the ring he had paid like 20, 30 bands for the ring or whatever. Swapped the ring out and gave her a fugazi. you feel me? And then broke up with her. I mean, just think about that though. If
Girls are just dumb. They're not thinking straight. These broads are sitting home staring at the wall. We all got 24 hours in a day. Bitch, I would if that. Let's say if I got married and I gotta sit my ass home and stare at a wall for 24 hours a day, I would be thinking like, let me go be productive. Like, you know what I mean? Shit could go left. We all know shit could fall apart. I mean, if that's how you want to think, whatever you got to do, but get your ass in gear and like, start doing something. Like, what the hell are you doing?
But that's just how you think, and you're a real one because there's a lot of women that's for him, that's for the whole marriage and get him for all his bread, his little 40 millions or whatever it was with no prenup, right? Those are the same type of women that say, not Clarissa Shields, or rather Pap is rocking with Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields need to guard her bag. But you're not where that energy at when you saying son need to guard his bag. You see what I'm saying? Because anytime you see any photos or videos and it's Pap and it's Clarissa Shields, Pap is using her. He a bum. He ain't got his own money. It's the same thing as this IG model, wherever the fuck she came from. It's the same thing. But when it's a female, we just look at it from like in society. There's different standards when it comes to men and women, and that's just how it. That's just
because you see more.
You see what I'm saying?
You see it more with women though. You see more women that marry a dude that's already wealthy. Then as soon as they feel that they've had it wherever they at with the situation, they can dip off. If they have a baby by a nigga, now you paying child support and alimony. Like it's only beneficial to the woman. Like,
but you know what? You could tell that. I feel like if I was a dude dating a woman, if she don't work and don't have her own shit, I already know I'll talk.
There's not one benefit for getting married for a man. The man gets no benefit. There's not one benefit. When men get married, it's because we marry somebody that we love. 9 times out of 10, a woman's married somebody who either got money or somebody who can upgrade her lifestyle.
That is not true.
The hell if it's not. I said majority.
That's not true. I'm telling you right now, it's not true.
But I said majority, not all. I didn't say all. I'm saying majority. So I'm not putting you in that category. I'm just saying as a whole, though, we see it more often. How many times have you seen a dude, you know what I'm saying, besides Offset, ask for besides Offset saying he want alimony, you know what I mean? It don't really happen like that.
All that shit.
A man could be rich and he picked the woman that he loved, the woman he want to have his kids with, the whole nine. And the moment it's not with even if that wasn't her intentions. Oh, I'm gonna marry this dude, I'm gonna have a baby with him, I'm gonna whoop him. The moment she's done, she can have his shit. You just seen it with Tiana Taylor and fucking what's the name, Elon Shumpert.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to give her every. I don't think he had a couple pairs of boxers and some white tees by the time he left out that marriage.
She took it all.
They kid the kids, nigga. They take half your money, half of the assets, damn near the house half the goddamn time, and for what?
Yeah, let me ask this question though. Let me ask this question. Where's the love at though, Ma? If it's true love, right? And men don't understand that when you was genuinely in love with that man, whether or not you had to sign a prenup, and let's just say in this case they obviously didn't or whatever. If she got him, if you really loved him, why would you do him that dirty once you left him? Because she left him. She left him, if I'm correct. So why you got to do him that? Why you got to do him that bad after you leave him if you really loved him? We talking about Tiana and Shumpert.
Yeah.
She did him bad. You see what I'm saying? Me personally, bro, she got her own bread. He got his own bread. Tiana got bread. She ain't broke. She ain't a 9-to-5 chick. She might not be super rich. She might not be wealthy.
No, but she got a bag bread. Though. She definitely got a bag though.
She got her own bread, right?
Yeah.
Why would you feel the need to? Like me personally, if I got my own bag, I ain't worried about your bag. If I really loved you, I wouldn't even do you that dirty unless you did me filthy. Now I'm gonna do you filthy.
It ain't because it ain't love, bro.
At all.
If you love somebody, you're not gonna let the courts decide, nigga, how you gonna do somebody you got kids with. Think about it.
Right.
The moment you bring them folks into the situation, it's out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. All bets is off. Ain't no more you love me or you did this, you did that. That shit is dead. Because you've already let somebody who's gonna overthrow anything that we've been through out all the way out the window. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna let somebody else make a decision on what's going on with our future, our finances, our family, our kids? Come on, man. That shit's a wrap, bro. So no, it ain't no benefit. It ain't no benefit in being rich and getting married. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I think that's the dumbest shit a rich person can do is get married or have kids with somebody. Because if you didn't already have kids with that person before you came up, ain't no sense on having nothing with them while you rich.
But you know what though? You know what the flip side of that coin is? Even if you're not rich, if you just a regular 9-to-5 working hard working person, if you have kids with the wrong one, that shit could cost you too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a bitter ass baby mama that's gonna take your ass to court. You might not be getting millionaire bread per month, but you're gonna get that child support. You're gonna fuck his whole life up. So you might not have been rich when you married her when you had kids, but guess what? Now you paying her for the rest of your motherfucking life or so many years and child support or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So and so like you said, there is no benefit for a man to get married to a woman. There's no benefits for a man to have a kid with a woman either. That's going to be to the woman's benefit because as soon as she gets tired of your ass, she take you to child support court and your ass is packed out. She packing your ass up.
No,
you still out of it.
That's real. It put a real it puts a real damper on somebody really trying to have something with somebody because at the end of the day, you don't know what people's intentions are. And then if shit don't go right, there's no benefit in it for the man at all, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you rich, I just think if you rich, it's really a double whammy because if you rich and you got a real bag, let's just say you sitting on 30 mil right now. Any woman that you deal with, you got to wonder what is her real intentions. You ain't gonna never be able to really get comfortable with nobody thinking, because even if she rich, we see that already, right? Kanye was fucking with Kim. They both rich, but as soon as it was time to go their separate ways, his baby mama a billionaire, and he giving her $200,000 a month for them kids, and people be like, "Oh, that's just a drop in the bucket." though. 200 bands is 200 bands. I don't care how rich you are.
That's crazy.
There's a stat I saw said the United States said 80% of women that are rich in America is off of a man. It wasn't their own wealth that got them.
I believe that.
That's easy to believe. That's easy to believe.
And just like they said, it was a stat that said, just like there was a stat that said, women are a larger percentage of homeowners in America as well too. Well, why do you think that is? Because, and not to say that there's not no hardworking women that didn't earn their shit. That's not what I'm saying by no means.
Right.
But there's that group of women that's hardworking and earn their shit, and then there's another majority of women who was able to capitalize off of the dude that they was fucking with. We didn't even know who Kim Kardashian was until she got
Ray J.
Yeah,
Right,
until Ray J. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, and that's just to say Ray J smacked Kim Kardashian shit and made her whole family rich.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think about that
Pretty
shit.
much.
We never knew nothing. There was nothing to know until that shit came out. And controversy makes money. I'm just saying that to say, look how much their family benefited off it. They was already, they was well off. They already had, but it not to the extreme where you got 2 billionaires siblings in the family. You know what I'm saying? Because the other little young one, she a billionaire too. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She a billionaire too. So it's like you got 2 billionaire siblings, and all the rest of them is worth mega millions, and all that spiral from Ray J. Think about that.
That's crazy.
So that just lets you know how a woman could benefit off of a man's well-being. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like I was hearing about Vanessa Bryant, you know what I'm saying? And they was talking about how, you know what I'm saying, she got all her, Kobe's money and this and that and the other, and didn't want to help his people out. That's crazy.
See, the parents were struggling, and she didn't even kick back none of the money to his parents.
Yeah.
You got somewhere around what, 400 million or something like that, close to that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
man.
That's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? And that's the position that you put. We don't know what the backstory to that might be, but I did hear a couple different things. But nevertheless, it just lets you know that at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done, it ain't no sunlight, man. It ain't no sunlight for no man, bro. I don't care what nobody's saying. There's no benefit to it. It turns into where like you got to be skeptical of the whole situation. Regardless, just like my man said, you could be a regular Joe. You ain't even got to be no rich dude. You could be a regular Joe and thinking that you found love, trying to do the right thing, trying to have a family, trying to do what you got to do. And boy, they busting you over your head every month to where you can't even get your life in order. I'm telling you, like they don't be playing with that child support, or if you got to pay somebody alimony. So I just think that anybody that's getting married should sign a prenup, man or woman. I ain't against neither side. I think they both need to sign a prenup. Because you don't know who really there for you and who really there for that bag. So that way we can cut all the bullshit, just sign this paper, and then we know what it's really about at that point. If a motherfucker denies signing that paper, then you know they was with you for the paper. You know what I'm saying? If they don't sign the paper, they with you for the paper.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Shorty had the dollar sign on her ring finger, talking about she married to the money.
Oh yeah, she showed
Remember that shit?
Too.
Travis's wife. She had a tat of the dollar sign on her ring finger, talking about she married to the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See,
I think what it is that we talk about the day and age that we live in, right? Dudes, these new dudes are simps. A lot of them, not all of them. These new niggas be simping hard, bro.
They do.
And I come from an era where athletes wasn't trying to date IG models. There was no such thing as IG, let alone an IG model. You see what I'm saying? So for every dude that's online simping or just out in life simping, I'm not an online dude. I don't even post on Facebook every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I only rock with. I got other social media accounts. I don't even touch them shits. I barely post on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas be on Facebook every day looking at these chicks thirsting, and these chicks be setting thirst traps. That's why there's a such thing as thirst traps, because they be setting them, and they be setting them for dudes like Travis Hunter, because there's a lot of Travis Hunters out here that's gonna fall for that, bro. And like I said, there's a ton of them, and there's a ton of IG models. We see what's that? It was that one chick. I forget her name. The chick that the what's dude from
the Zion.
Yeah, the Zion chick.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, she ran through more athletes than I don't know who, bro. But there's women out here, they target dudes like that. And there's dudes out here specifically made for women who target dudes like him. It's like a two-way. It's like it's a match made in heaven, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying?
Because you got the woman who's scheming. I was told, man, a couple people I know that be in the mix, man. They was like, they got like full on like schemes with this shit, bro. Like You got women who go specifically to the hotels that they know the NBA players be at.
Yeah,
you got women that go straight to the that know where the money gonna be. You feel me? And they scope out who getting what. Like they done made it a whole like Wolf on Wall Street type get down. You know what I'm saying? Just in different terms with that shit, bro. So that's why I say you got to be damn near a fool to be rich and think that you found love, man. Ain't no such thing as love for no rich motherfucker, man. I'm just keeping it real with you. That shit just ain't it. I mean, you taking a 50-50 chance no matter what's going on. And the fact that we live in a world where everybody trying to come up, I mean, we see it a lot with our culture, but that should happen to everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these NBA dudes, look, Tyreek got 11 kids or something like that. He got like 11 kids. He paying child support to all them women. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
He paying child support to all them women. Think about it.
He can't afford to drop one pass.
Hell no. That's why he
catch
changed
everything.
his tune up in Miami. You see, at first he was talking about all that I'm out doing the Antonio Brown shit. He thought about all that child support and started changing this. You know, I like Miami, man. I think I need to just go and stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's a cold game out there. You see what happened to Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? He gave old girl $100K and told her to get an abortion. She kept the money and still had the kid. And so that just lets you know. This man that gave you $100,000, you agreed to go have an abortion. You got the 100 bands and still had the baby. That was the move from the jump.
Yeah.
That was the move from the jump. You know what I'm saying? No woman is gonna put herself through all of that stress and strain of having a baby with somebody who already told you they don't want to have a kid with you in the whole nine to not benefit from it. Because you wouldn't have did that for no broke dude.
No,
hey,
you would have did all that with no broke dude. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. You know what I mean?
Did I hear correct that Travis Hunter's wife, not to cut you off, fam, but didn't I hear like was any of the rumor that she might be pregnant or some shit like that too? Like
I think she is pregnant right now.
What?
I think she is pregnant right now. If you look at her in her wedding dress from the side,
pack him up.
Sticking out.
Pack him up.
If that's the case, she set the whole play up, bro.
Pack him up, bro. Pack him up.
And they also, something came out too. She picked where they got married because they got these funny ass laws in Tennessee. That's why she wanted to get married there. She's not from Tennessee. He's not from Tennessee. So why the fuck y'all got married there? So in Tennessee, they don't do 50-50. They got a law like say they got divorced because they got married in Tennessee. She could put herself in a position to make it could be 80-20, where she take 80% of the nigga money and he get the 20%. That's why everybody was focusing on the wrong thing and not looking at that state she picked to get married in.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know they got married in Tennessee.
Crazy.
That's wild.
That shit.
I mean, and so that for me, I don't fault her.
No, I mean neither.
I can't fault her. Even though I don't agree with her, I can't fault her because if you're gonna grease yourself up for the, you know what I'm saying, for the session, you deserve to get get did the way that you getting did.
She was older than him, for one, but still older than him. Yeah. And you knew what her job was when he met her. She was a goddamn stripper. And they said she already programmed to go get the money.
He used to wait outside.
You know what I mean? She already money hungry.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
You married a stripper. Is what you did.
See, I didn't know all that.
Yeah, she was a stripper in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, they was stripping. In Atlanta, he was tripping. Hey,
that's stupid. Any dude, I would hope a dude has common sense. If you meet a broad in a strip club, come on, dude, get a prenup instantly, off top.
No,
right?
Before you get the prenup, don't marry no stripper.
You ain't got no business wife and nobody that was.
I mean, I would never marry a stripper, but I mean, some dudes to each their own.
You know what she said? She said when she met him, remember she said she wasn't attracted to him, but then she also said he didn't have no money when she met him, right? Yeah. But her little brother knew who the man was. So she knew there was potential there that he was about to be somebody. Yeah. Nigga, he was the popular athlete in the city, in high school. Full rides everywhere. You knew it was a high chance he's gonna be something. And all she did was she sat back for the ride.
And she had no idea who he was.
I pray it don't end like that, but I think we all know how this movie ends.
We done seen the story too many times.
Yeah, we've seen the story too many times.
I can't wait to see it again.
What you think about Cardi and Stefan though? Like the way they moving. You think you think it's a lot of that being blasted in Offset face to just kind of to get him going?
I think she did that just to rub it in his face. And I think she messing with Diggs out of emotion. Because I believe everything you complained about your husband doing wrong, you just got with another nigga that's gonna do the same thing. You know what I mean? And he doing it in front of your face.
Yeah.
So what was the point? You might as well just kept your family together and stay with your husband.
Yeah.
You broke the family up because a nigga cheating to get with an NFL player that's gonna cheat too.
Hey, but look, didn't we already passed the part that he cheated? Didn't he already have like he just had a baby with another woman or some shit like that?
Yeah.
I thought him and Cardi not even together, no shit like that. Like,
yeah,
I think they already split.
He had a kid, yeah.
Yeah, so
he had another kid with somebody else.
Yeah.
That's
Why he was smashing Cardi? But it's like
see, that's out of line. That's the whole next level. And then this dude wants money. Like, go run a mile, dude.
Let's see. And look, now we got another single mom.
Yeah.
You should have just stayed married. Yeah, I'm not saying condoning them cheating, but why break up your family and take the kids away from the dad just to give it a nigga that's cheating on you too? So who give a fuck? Like,
but how do you know he's cheating on her?
That's what what's her face did.
It's already out there.
Hey, ain't that what Remy did though? Remy cheated on
Remy
Pap
too. And
Remy
now
cheated on Pap. He
been
cheating on Pap since 2022 with dude since 2023. And
Pat was
cheating on her.
Pat was holding her.
Why do people cheat? Why can't you just say, "Hey, I'm not happy. I'm gonna go do this," and be done? Like, it's crazy.
Pat was holding her down too the whole time she was locked up too. See, that's what I'm saying. It ain't no benefit for no man, bro. This shit ain't set up for no man. It ain't set up.
I disagree with that. I think there's benefits if you with the right person.
Hey, that's why I don't subscribe to that black love narrative. That's why I don't subscribe to that black love, black queen narrative. I don't subscribe to none of that shit, bro. If two people gonna be together, is black and white love, is Asian and Mexican love, is whatever kind of love is gonna be. I'm not here for that protect our queens and all the other bullshit, man, because some it be going down sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't subscribe to it.
That shit is everybody though, man.
Hey, I don't want to hear no protect no queen. Because I ain't never seen no queen.
But I know that, fam.
Talk to no king disrespectful.
Hey, but look. The reason why I say that is because when they first got together, they was like the model black couple. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like, oh, this is what we aspire to be. This is what not me. I'm not saying not anybody I know or myself.
No, I'm saying what couple are you talking about?
Pap and Remy when they first got together. It was like, oh, black love this, and this is what every black couple should be like, and hold your woman down while she locked up or whatever the case may be in your situation. Nah, no, that's them two, and you see how that ended.
Yeah, shit ended.
So that's why I'm saying I don't subscribe to none of that, man. Like that too is all propaganda, man. Like all that black love, black queen, all of that nonsense.
That ain't
come on, man.
It's love, period, though. I don't think that shit matter what color somebody is, bro.
Facts. Hey, facts, bro.
As soon as a motherfucker know that they can benefit from you, or you no longer worth nothing to them, you know what I'm saying? They gonna do how they gonna do. We see this shit every day. We see this shit all the time, bro. It's so many high profile dudes who mess around and have a baby by a woman or get married to a woman. Next thing you know, they get a divorce and what she walking with, and this and that and the other. It happens too often. Like to just act like it's not really happening. It happens way too often. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it's like that shit crazy, man. That a person can think that they doing something with the intentions of something from their heart, and then all they do is whoop you financially. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what. If I was a Travis Hunter, who was only a local star, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not internationally known or state or you know what I'm saying, like known from coast to coast, because I never heard of Travis Hunter until I heard about his simping. That was the first time I heard his name. I would just get married. I mean, I would just start rocking with a fine ass chick that working 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. What you do for a living? Oh, you an IG model? Nah, I'm cool. I might smash, but that's gonna be about it. I'm definitely not falling in love with no chick because to me, all of them women that do shit like that, they set up a camera. There's a common denominator in them.
Their
That
attention
goes
seeking.
beyond them. They want attention. They looking for a certain level of attention when you do shit like that. It's like this, right? I see Angel Reese. I be wondering when does she have time to be making all these videos that she be making, bro? All of these them IG look at me videos that she be posting every day, multiple times. I be like, yo, you have a lot of time on your hands to be a professional athlete. You don't never be in the gym. You don't never be working on that layup that your ass keep missing. Like you spend more time on look at me videos than you do actually working on your craft. So I say that to say this. Any woman that's oh, you IG posting and all that, I'm already looking at you a certain type of way. I'm already looking at you like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already that's a red flag right
A
there.
red
I don't
flag,
want no
yeah, I was
chick
gonna
that's
say that's a
always
red flag.
online and all that shit like that, man.
Yeah.
I don't want no chick that's thirsty for attention or you looking for certain type of dudes. Nah, I mean everybody has their type, but me, I'm gonna be like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Rather, I'm gonna ask her IG model why me before I ask her just a normal, regular, hardworking 9 to 5 female. You know what I'm saying? That's green niggas in Walmart or wherever she work at. Why me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because their agendas are different, man. Like they ain't even thinking on the same level. You know what I mean? It's like you said, and that's old news too, fam. They been hitting up clubs. They know where the NBA players be hanging out. They know where the clubs they be going to. They be doing all of that shit, bro. Like they know where it's at. It's like you said, it's a whole scheme behind that shit. And nah, I'm cool. I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out not at the. I'm hanging out at the dive bar. You ain't gonna catch me where it's popping. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna never catch me.
That's why it's important if you got if you somebody that's got a nice bag that you got people around you to help you when you slipping, you know what I'm saying, or to not necessarily guide you because as an adult you're responsible for yourself, but when you got a nice bag, you're supposed to have somebody around you like mentorship or somebody like that, somebody that you know is in your best interest to kind of help people, especially these young cats. These young cats, especially now, if you didn't already weather the storm, you've been rich for 20 years and all that, that's cool. But when you're 20 years old and you coming into more money than most people gonna ever touch in their whole life, your first run, it's like somebody should be in the young bull's ear and being at him about like, hey man, look, check this out. Regardless of what you think, this is your whole livelihood right here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody should have been in his ear from the jump, like she ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of people lose out at. You know what I'm saying? They don't got people in their ear to kind of help guide the moves before they maturate. Because by the time he'd have been with her shit, what, 3 years, 4 years, three, like 4 years now, he already in his mind where it's at.
But
you know what I mean? Like here.
Hold on. Not to cut you off, OG, but check this shit out. 2 things I want to point out. Number one, these young niggas don't listen. They don't listen the way we used to listen. They don't listen like that. These niggas is hard-headed. That's number one. And number two, what if the people that's in their head are like-minded people like the female? All they see is that ain't they man's like that. They like, yo, that's my man Travis Sunday. He got the bag. And they gonna be around a nigga because he got the bag. Because the reason why I say that is because when I was younger, right, back home in New York, like 20 plus years ago, I knew this one kid. He wasn't even, I think he was like 17 when I first met him. When he turned 18, it was some situation. I wasn't really into his business like that, his family business. But when he turned 18, he inherited $4 million from his pops. It was some type of way, whatever, right? He had the same type of niggas in his ear as I'm describing that probably Travis Hunter has his type of niggas that he hang around and son's ear. He got that $4 million. Wasn't nobody telling him to be smart with that bread, bro. Yo, and I'm living in the Bronx. The dude that I'm talking about, he lived in upstate New York with a few of my other mans. So I wasn't like around the kid like that, but I sat and watched the niggas that's around him.
Yeah.
It was like 4 mil, we good.
Yeah.
So it's probably the same thing. Like he probably don't have the right type of people around him.
He got a bunch of yes men around him.
Yeah,
Or people
exactly.
that's,
And then
they only looking out.
Money's gonna bring that. We all know that money is gonna bring a bunch of yes men and yes women, and they're not gonna tell you the shit that you need to hear. Even parents, because you got parents that's out there that their kid is a bag. And that's just how it is. Unfortunately, there's people out there like that, and that shit does exist. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Maybe that's what the situation is, because I can't imagine you got Shaq. You got somebody as big as Shaq. Forget about the comment sections. Forget about the little people. You got the people from the bottom of the totem pole all the way to the top telling you, bro, you dumb. You bugging. Like, leave that chick alone. And you still don't listen, bro. You still don't listen. So that means you got nobody at home, bro. Forget about your homies that see your bag too. Where your mom at? Where your cousin? He ain't got no siblings? Like, he ain't got nobody that's seeing straight, because son obviously don't see straight. You see what I'm saying? So he's just in a bad situation because he ain't got nobody to really pull his collar and be like, yo, son, you bugging. You know what I mean? So
only time will tell, man, because at this rate, I mean, he already did everything is to do. If she pregnant and he didn't already married her, I mean, I just think that they just need to be more knowledgeable about, you know, who you stepping into them situations with, because that should have ruined your life, man. It'll ruin your life, man. You see what Zion going through right now. He's going through all this and the other, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, it happens way too often, man, when you see these high profile people making them decisions to be with somebody, and before you know it, half their revenue is gone just like that. You know what I mean? So I just think anybody with a bag need to make a better decision when it comes to get married, man. Sign the prenups. Don't
That's it, man. So shit, we'll go ahead and end it there, man, and we'll tap back in tomorrow, man, on another topic, and hopefully the LA riots done calm down for a little bit, man. But like 80 say, man, sign them prenups, man, and he's standing on it, man. So hey, I want to thank both of y'all for coming on tonight, man. I appreciate y'all again, bro.
Sure. Thanks for having me again, man. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Let's do it again.
Family.
All right, y'all.
All right.
All right.